Panther people, what up? Carolina Panthers lose their preseason game to the Patriots 17-3. End the season. It's a wrap. Let's talk about the draft. What's going on? You watch your Panthers post to Phil Perkins. Thanks for joining. My mic is dead. I already filmed the episode. There was no audio. So here I do it again. So if I'm a little closer than normal, that's because I'm trying to get the camera/phone mic to pick this up as best as possible. So either way, I'm going to make this quick. Carolina Panthers lose 17-3 to the New England Patriots in Foxborough. Rematch of Super Bowl 2003. We had no Deshaun Foster. We didn't have Mushi Muhammad. We didn't have Steve Smith. Didn't have Julius Peppers. Didn't have anybody. Heck, we didn't have Bryce Young or anyone. 32 regular players on the Panthers did not play. The ones that did, which included Terrace Marshall and Jonathan Mingo, didn't do that much, at least on the offense. Jack Plummer, definitely not even close to Jake Plummer. No disrespect to him. But yeah, the offense was absolutely putrid. Nothing really. Jordan Matthews had a couple good catches. But really and truly, didn't matter. It was Dave Canales. You could have told me that was Frank Reich. You could have told me that was Matt Rule. The script was the same, whether it's preseason or regular season. And I know it's preseason, so I'm taking one day at a time. Taking it one series at a time. But really, it seemed to be the same kind of game plan, unfortunately. Game recap. Offense can't do anything. Absolutely spineless. Absolutely anemic. Can't do anything. Fumbles, false starts, in your own end zone, punting at 3rd and 35. Your defense keeps you in it, makes it a one-score game, which they did for a long period of time. Until they can't, they lose their gas. And then the opposition breaks their back with a touchdown, which is exactly what happened. They put it out of reach, 17-0. You then kick a field goal. You show some promise, yada, yada. Like, rinse, repeat. It's like the same thing. Doesn't matter who the coach is. That's just the way it is. And, again, 32 players were not playing. There was no Bryce Young, no Adam Thielen, no Xavier Leggett. But you did have Amir Smith-Marset. You did have Terrace. You did have Jonathan Mingo. But you had Jack Plummer throwing the ball. You didn't have the same offensive line. You didn't have Chua. Didn't have Miles Sanders. I don't even think Raheem Blackshear was playing. Didn't seem like it. Everyone's favorite undrafted free agent, Jalen Coker, was playing. Didn't really notice he was on the field. Shout out to anybody. Jared Feinberg and the like. Aaron, unnecessary bluntness. I don't know how you guys watch football. Maybe you guys are watching it like a coach and you got like the wand and you're slowing it down, you're zooming in. I don't know how you guys see defensive players making plays, especially corners. Because just the way the football broadcast is shown, you can't really see the outside unless the pass is thrown and then you see like the last 2% effort of the corner. I don't know how you guys see that. I don't know how you see linebackers do their thing. I don't know how you see offensive linemen do their thing because I'm watching the whole play. Normally, maybe I'm an amateur, but I'm just watching the quarterback. I'm watching the wide receivers the best I can until they go off screen. I try to see if anyone's coming at the quarterback in terms of a sack. I don't know how you guys can say, oh, that's a great block by Brady Christensen. Oh, that's a great read or great pressure by Leota. Like, I don't know how you guys do it. Shouts to you guys. I learned from watching you guys, but I don't know how you do it in real time unless you're just constantly rewinding. And if you are, I hope you're watching it alone. Because I know if I did that with my wife, she'd be out the door. Which actually might not be bad because I can watch by myself. But yeah, the defense, again, bailed them out. Couple standouts. Obviously, Lamar Jackson did some good things. Leota. Do we have a new Samoan on our team? Maybe. Maybe that's where that Frankie Louvu go. They knew they had him in his back pocket. But yeah, in my opinion, when they play the New York Jets next week in Charlotte, gosh, I hope they wear black instead of white. Can we stop with the white jerseys? Like, I know they're nice for fashion, for us, but you're the gosh darn Carolina Panthers. Why are you wearing white? Anyways, Bryce got to play 2 to 3 series with as many starters around him as possible because maybe I'm just, and I've said this 1,000 times, I got PTSD from the Frank Reich era and from Matt Rule. I need to get excited about something in the preseason. I know it sounds like an oxymoron, getting excited during the preseason, but it doesn't need to be a Bryce Young 75-yard dart to Xavier Leggett. It could be a 40-yard Chuba Hubbard run, stiff arm, solid one. He gets hype, everybody's hype, and then you punch it in with with Bryce finding Jadavion Sanders for like a 5-yard score. Like that's what I need to be excited about because right now, the offense looked different-ish, but we had quarterbacks under center. We had a little bit of movement there, but it just didn't excite me. It didn't. There was nothing about it. There's nothing about it. You just don't have the talent to excite me on the field right now, and it's just hard for me to believe that if these guys don't play considerable preseason minutes, then they're not all-star Hall of Famers, that a week 1 against New Orleans Saints, they could just turn it on and they could just be good right out the gate. Like, they need minutes under their belts in preseason game time against guys who they don't share payrolls with. So Bryce got to play like 2 to 3 series, and in that final preseason game against the Bills in upstate New York, he needs to play a half. Personally, he'd play the second half, just so that he doesn't take the first half on, second half off, and then he doesn't play football forever, and then he's in New Orleans taking on the Saints in week 1. I know it doesn't make a lot of sense, but I would do it. Yeah, that's what we need, because I've had this feeling before where I watch the team in preseason, like, oh, it's just preseason, not a big deal. And then week 1 comes like, oh, it's the same team. It's the same stuff. It's the same urgency. They're talking about protecting the ball. Dave Canales, that's what it's all about. He preached that in his opening press conference. I didn't really see that in this game. There was a couple times balls could have been picked off from Jack Plummer, who I know is not the starter, but still. It needs to be a mindset for everybody. And if you're the first team guy or you're the fourth team guy, it's got to be the message for everybody. And we've seen this before. I've seen it. I want to see something next week against the Jets. I know it's preseason. I'll even count just the halftime score. If the Panthers are winning 10-3 at halftime, to me, that game's won, because everything after that is the third and fourth string guys fighting for roster spots. So I don't really care. So let's see that happen. Let me know what you guys think about preseason game week 1. Let's still be happy. We're happy. Football's here. I'm glad I'm talking about actual football, not talking about greatest Panthers of all time or who needs to step up in training camp, yada, yada, yada. I'm just glad we're talking about football. See you guys soon.